Hi everybody, my name is Dennis and welcome back to another album review. Today we're reviewing the debut record from supergroup LSD, standing for Labrinth, Sia, and Diplo. And although the technical name of this album is Labrinth, Sia, and Diplo present LSD, it's more commonly just known as LSD. And this brings together the pop icon of Sia, the relatively unknown despite being on many well-known tracks, Labrinth, with the very well-known pop producer Diplo. And this sounds like a project that could really go either way for a lot of reasons. It is very pop heavy and it doesn't take a whole lot of chances or risks, but it does the things that it wants to do relatively well. I mean, the intro song, Welcome to the Wonderful World, is pretty forgettable, and some of the more aggressive moments towards the latter half of the track are a bit irritating, but it's okay overall. But I do really enjoy the song Angel in Your Eyes, where it has this really smooth, beautiful flowing production, some really great vocal performances from both Sia and Labrinth, who work really, really well together, both on this song and on so many throughout the album. On the song Genius, which was a single released a good while ago, that I really enjoyed when it was first released. I remember really liking it a lot. I was really impressed with the very fun, catchy production with really good synths and bass lines and keyboards all blending together into this great pop anthem. And again, Sia has really great vocals, and Labrinth has some really great moments on here as well. They work together really well, and they go along with the beat really nicely. The song Audio definitely grew on me a lot from when I first heard it at its release. I thought it was just okay at the time, and I still don't think it's all that amazing as a single, but I think with the context of the album, it has a nice transition out of Genius and leads into the next song, Thunderclouds, really well. I found myself really enjoying the almost breakdown, drop beat, whatever, beat drop, whatever you want to call it, throughout the song, and I thought Sia's hooks through it were really catchy, and I liked some of the raspier, heavier vocals that Labrinth brought to the table. The song Thunderclouds has this really nice, serene, beautiful, yet catchy and fun beat to it, has a really great bass line behind it, and it's just a really fun song. I thought the song Mountains was okay. It definitely had its enjoyable moments, but I thought the much more slow-paced, drawn-back, stripped-down production didn't really suit the tone of the album all that well. I thought it was almost bland in comparison, and it didn't really come across all that intriguing. I did think the hook was nice. I enjoyed the chorus somewhat, but I thought some of the verses were pretty weak, and neither Labrinth nor Sia really brings a whole lot to this track that, unfortunately, Diplo didn't do all that great job with his production here. I really didn't care for the song No New Friends. It was definitely the most generic song across the album, which, even though it is pop and it doesn't really do a whole lot new or boundary pushing, it has its own unique sound that really does suit it well. It's a really enjoyable flow that has although some familiar tropes here and there, they're done in a unique, interesting, and entertaining way. But unfortunately, No New Friends is easily the most generic song on this album. It kind of just sounds like the same, summer anthem we've gotten for the past 3 years in pop music, except it was released before summer, so kind of just falls flat. And now I really don't think I would enjoy this if it was released at summer either, but especially the la 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 from Sia I find to be pretty irritating. I thought the hook was pretty grating. I don't think Labrinth really does all that good on this song either. I find the production very generic, very uninteresting, and it's something I've heard multiple times over, and this does nothing new to the formula. Although I will admit, the part towards the end of the song with pianos I thought was actually really nice, and I wish the song embraced that sound a lot more instead of the very percussion-heavy, generic sounds that it went with, because it really does take the song down a pretty bad turn. The song Heaven Can Wait was definitely one of the best tracks on the album. I thought the hook was absolutely amazing. One of the best vocal performances from both Sia and Labrinth on here. Again, they work really well together, both alone and harmonizing on top of each other. They just have this really great blend to them that makes it really enjoyable to listen to. I enjoyed a lot of what they brought to the song. I thought the beat was really great. It was kind of distant and abstract while still being familiar and accessible, which again lends itself well to a very pop album, but it's done in a really entertaining, interesting way. From there, I thought the song It's Time was a more forgettable track. It was fine. It didn't really do all that much intriguing. It almost felt like the obligatory soft song at the end of the album, and it didn't really do a whole lot for me. It was kind of bland, but not really all that horrible, just kind of forgettable. And at the end, we have a Genius remix with Lil Wayne on it. And although I thought Lil Wayne's flows and vocals and such were fine on it, I mean, it was better than some of the material he had on his last record, which I thought had some pretty good songs on it. It really just doesn't add all that much to the track in general, because I absolutely love the song Genius. I think the hook is so catchy. I think the production is just outstanding. I think all the things put into it are just really entertaining. It's just a straight up fun song, and it does it in such an amazing way. And although Lil Wayne does fine with it, I find a lot of his lyrics and ad-libs pretty gimmicky and one-dimensional, especially the ABCD RUG HIJK LSD line that he repeats, which just feels really lazy, really bland. And he says a couple other lines here and there that just kind of make me scratch my head at what he was thinking, because it goes below the threshold of just dumb to kind of just brain dead, for lack of a better term. Again, you can't really go wrong with the production on this song. It's too good. I can't say I dislike it, but I don't think Lil Wayne adds anything to the song, and I find a lot of the lyrics he puts in there pretty strange, for lack of a better term. I mean, it's fine. The parts in it that are from the original song I really enjoyed, of course, but I would just listen to the original song, because it does everything that the remix has, but better. So all that being said, this was a really enjoyable album. I enjoyed a lot of the tracks of it, and it was nothing boundary pushing. It wasn't really all that adventurous with its sound, and it didn't really do all that much new or refreshing, but it did what it was trying to do really well. It was just a fun pop album with some lighthearted production, some really great beat drops in the hooks, and some really great vocals from Sia and Labrinth, both. Because, I mean, Sia is just an amazing vocalist in general, and on so many songs she shows that really well. And Labrinth is a really underrated artist, in my opinion. I think he has a nice ability to bring almost a slight rasp to some of his verses, and it really does make it that much more enjoyable, I think. I think he's able to manipulate his vocals just slightly enough to where they're really unique and they're really different, and I enjoy it quite a bit. And at times, he even outperforms Sia, I would say, which I don't think many people would agree with, because, I mean, I do think Sia is the better vocalist overall, but I think he does a really great job, especially with a lot of the production he gets. He fits really well. So, I mean, with all that being said, for as little as this album does to push music forward as a whole, it's fun, and that's really all you can expect from it. I'm feeling a solid 7. Be sure to check it out. It's a fun pop album. Not all that much substantive. It's not very substantive. Excuse me. It doesn't have a lot of substance to it, but it's just some fun. So if you're just looking for a nice, simple, fun album to listen to, it's not that long. It's barely 30 minutes, including the Lil Wayne remix. It's just a fun, quick listen through and through. So that being said, be sure to tell me what you thought of the album. Tell me how wrong my opinion is, as always, and I'll see you in the next review.